Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard, Cisneros, at your service. Today I will be reading the October 30th Facebook post and making a few comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Freeing ourselves from the past through forgiveness. Today let us practice smiling upon everyone from our past. Today we practice remembering what a past without the weight of judgment truly feels like. Today, no one from our past is left without the thought of peace forgiveness offers. Today, whenever you think of a brother or sister from the past, and any thoughts other than peace, joy, love, and compassion result, know that there is some level of forgiveness that remains to be gifted to them. If we truly desire freedom from the past, then it is us who must free it. And if we have brought this post into our lives, then it is today that our prayers to be free from the past have begun to be answered. For if it is us who carry our past, then it is us who must decide if anger, judgment, resentment are worth the weight they burden us with. And so today, we take back control of our past by, through forgiveness, setting it and ourselves free. What is really happening when we are holding on to judgments from the past? The ego first loves the idea of judgment because if we are judging our brothers and sisters, then we think that we can actually be separate from them. Because the ego teaches us that if we judge them, it doesn't hurt our art, it doesn't hurt us. And so we are okay to judge them, to throw our anger and judgment and resentment and jealousy at them. And that would release us from those feelings. And that would go onto them somehow. And they would be hurt and we would be safe from those emotions. But I think most of us have played in the ego swamp long enough to know that when we are angry, when we are judgmental, when we are resentful or jealous at other people, that truly affects us. And deep down inside, we know that we are one. And so whenever we judge or are angry at a brother or sister, those emotions, that energy, that chemistry flows through us. We are hurt by our own judgments. And so what the ego is also saying to us, but very silently, so that we cannot hear it, is that when we hold on to judgment, anger, resentment, what the ego is saying is that we're not worthy of peace. That is basically simply it. The ego is saying to you, you're not worthy of having peace. You're not worthy enough, you're not spiritual enough, you're not good enough. There's no way you can be connected to God's source, to love, to all that is. For when you hold on to these judgments, these emotions, these negative emotions, you are in essence saying that you are separate from God, that you are separate from love. And you're in essence saying that you're not worthy of God, you're not worthy of love. And so, how much longer do we really have to buy into the ego's programming before we ask ourselves, is there not a better way? Is there not a better way than holding on to judgments from the past? Being angry at shadows from the past? And bringing all that anger and judgment and resentment into our present moment, and thus coloring our present moment with that darkness, with that illusion. Are we not worthy of experience the present moment? Are we truly not worthy of experiencing the love that God has for us in every single moment of every single day? Are we not worthy of understanding, awakening to the realization that every single moment in our lives is being gifted to us by God's source, in contract with our highest self, to help us reach our highest level of consciousness possible, to help us do what we have come here to do? This life is a gift. Your life is a gift. Whenever you're buying into the ego's programming, whenever judgment, anger, resentment, jealousy seem to control your mind, remember in the end that it is you who has control of the present moment. You have been gifted free will. You can put your time, energy, and focus into whatever you desire to. And so why keep on holding on to these resentments and judgments of other people, of how they quote unquote treated us? For example, I'll share about my own life. I was raised by my mother and my grandmother. And my grandmother was a very old-fashioned type of woman. And we got disciplined the old-fashioned way. Now I laugh. High heel shoes, belts, little car tracks. You know, those little car, used to run little cars on tracks. They were very useful for punishing children back then, I guess. Again, I laugh right now. But back then, it wasn't too pleasant. And so I learned most about the ego from my grandmother, because my grandmother truly had everything she needed to, physically speaking. And that always confused me as to why someone who has truly everything they need treat people in such a disturbing, angry way. And it was not only with myself and my brother, it was with just the way she treated other people. In Latin America and Venezuela, I guess there's no such thing as caste systems like in India, but there's an unspoken of caste systems. And so if you're in the higher class, so to speak, those in the middle class and lower class, if you buy into that illusion, I guess, get the results of whatever pain you're carrying within. And that's how my grandmother acted towards people. And I never understood that until later on in life. But that I could, in this moment, be carrying a lot of pain and anger and judgment towards my grandmother for the way she treated my brother and I. But I tried that for a little while, and it was not useful, and it was hurting me. So not only was I hurt in the past, but I was hurting myself in the present moment by carrying those thoughts with me, by carrying that anger and judgment with me, by carrying that resentment with me. And it does become like this heavy backpack where you put all your darkened thoughts and you put them right on your shoulders and you carry them with you throughout your day. And you even carry this backpack throughout the night and you toss and turn and you wonder why. Because you're carrying all types of judgments from the past that do not belong to you anymore. You are free to free yourself from them. You have free will. You can release them. You can release yourself. You can come into the present moment. You are worthy of the present moment. You are worthy of forgiveness because we are all one. So when you forgive your grandmother, when you forgive others from the past that hurt you, you are forgiving yourself. And you are telling yourself, I am worthy of forgiveness when you do that. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of joy and happiness in the present moment. I am worthy of seeing this present moment as the gift God's source himself, herself, is giving to me to help me raise my level of consciousness, my light, to shine my light bright so that I can become an example of who I came here to be, to light the way for all those other brothers and sisters who are carrying a deep amount of judgment and self-worth issues with them from the past into the present, and thus not seeing what's really going on, the opportunity that's being gifted to them in every single moment of every single day. If you but truly saw and experienced what is being gifted to you in every single moment of every single day, you will you would drop to your knees in appreciation. I don't believe in it in you, so be it. The moment is such a gift to you. Let go. Let go of what you were never meant to carry. Forgive your brothers and sisters. They are God's children. They're just doing the best they can with the knowledge they currently have. Their journeys are sacred as yours. But you have come to a place and time where you no longer need to carry judgment, where you no longer need to carry the past, where you can experience the gift that is the present moment, the eternal gift. Simply gift all this burden that you have with you. Feel it in your hands. Close your eyes. Feel it in your hands. Feel this bag of judgments, of past judgments that you have with you, and gift it over to God's source. Offer it over to His light, His understanding, and it will dissolve. It will begin to dissolve. And practice every day doing this. Whenever a thought of judgment of the past, of another brother or sister, a parent, whoever, comes to you, if your thought of them is of anger, offer them instead forgiveness, for you have already offered them anger so many times. Practice praying for them. Practice praying for forgiveness for them. When condemnation comes to your mind when you think of somebody else, offer them compassion. Pray for them. Pray for their peace of mind, their health, their happiness, their joy. Pray as you've never prayed for before for anybody in your life. Pray for your enemies, your quote-unquote enemies. For they are teaching you that illusions are not real. For you can't forgive your quote-unquote enemies or your quote-unquote grandmother or whoever. When you can forgive their trespasses, you know that you have been forgiven yours. And when you do, you remember that you are worthy of God's love. And that you have always been worthy of God's love. And that God's love has always been within you. It's even within you now. It's just one question. Do you value your judgment of the past more than God's love for you? That is what you need to ask yourself. And when judgment and anger and resentment and jealousy seem to want to control your thinking, do not feed it anymore. Do not feed them with your time, energy, and focus anymore. They are but illusions. They do not exist without your time, focus, and energy. They are dissolved once you decide to give them over to God's source and let them dissolve in His understanding and her understanding. And when you do, the burden is lifted. And you're able to experience the present moment. And you're able to express your true light. And you are able to be the example of who you came here to be. And so today, let us do that. Let us practice having love, compassionate, forgiving thoughts. And when we don't, do not judge yourself. For that is simply a past programming that you're bringing into the present moment. And so instead of feeding that past programming, forgive it. Forgive yourself. Forgive them. Allow them their sacred path, and you will be free to follow yours. This is all that is asked of us. To return to our true essence. The loving, compassionate, forgiving, joyful, peaceful beings that in truth we are. And when you do, the light that will shine within you will begin to lighten everybody and all. It will begin to reflect from everybody, everything, and all. And you will see this light on everyone.
It's 4 o'clock.
Thank you. On your computer. On all. That is the gift of the present moment. Let us today allow this to be what it is. A gift from God's source. Another opportunity to let go of the past and return to the present moment. And let us use the tool of free will, the tool of forgiveness. Forgiveness will dissolve your illusions and bring you into the present moment and remind you that you are worthy of God's love, that you are worthy of peace, that you are worthy of putting your head on your pillow at night and falling to sleep, that you are worthy of joy, that you are worthy of everything that God is. For you are God's child, as is all those people in the past who simply walked through life. But today we will not blame them for that. We will forgive them. We will choose forgiveness over judgment and anger. We will choose compassion over condemnation and peace over pain. The choice is yours. Every moment you're gifted this choice. Today, let us simply align with the truth within us. Choose forgiveness and find peace. Thank you very much for your time. I love you very much. If you would be so kind as to like, comment, or share the video, it would assist with the listing process, and it might help somebody who can use this information find it someday. If you'd like to leave me a question or a comment, I would be delighted to try and offer a response. And if you would like to subscribe to my YouTube videos, I would love to have you in this community. Again, thank you for your time. I love you very much, and God willing, we'll see each other tomorrow. Peace.